Great. Good evening, everybody. My name is Victor Tomachek, and I'm the Manager of Enrollment Services International at Cape Breton University in Nova Scotia, Canada. It's really a great pleasure to present to you today on the offerings of our university. So why don't we start off by watching just a short video.
Victor, you need to take off your headphones because we cannot hear the voice of the video.
I can do that.
Tradition. It lives in us on this island. It grows as we grow. It changes as we change. Adapts and
Sorry about that.
Tradition. It lives in us on this island. It grows as we grow. It changes as we change. Adapts and perseveres. Tradition has heart and the courage to explore new paths. It stretches beyond our shores and creates a united Imagi for us all. Here at Cape Breton University, tradition never stands still. Ours is a tradition of possibility, inspiring us to become the leaders of tomorrow and creating a world we can be proud of. Ours is a tradition of new, and everyone is welcome.
So there we go, barring a short technical difficulty by me messing around my computer. There's a little 1-minute overview of our university. Noted that it is all in summertime, not quite the weather experience right now. So why Canada? Obviously, Canada has a global reputation for high quality education. One of the strongest post-secondary institutions in the world. And it's noted that because 98% of our institutions are public institutions, then we have the same kind of quality of education across the provinces and the whole country. So you shouldn't equate a lower tuition fee with a lower quality education, because we are vetted and approved by the government provincially and federally to provide our curriculums. We do have a favorable exchange rate comparatively with the US and internationally now, so usually it works out for international students to study in Canada. And of course, we are a friendly and safe country. Particularly Cape Breton on the east coast of Canada is one of the safest places in a safe country. And to talk a little bit about our location, when a lot of people outside of Canada, and sometimes even within Canada, think of our country, they think Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, which are all great cities. But you should move further east all the way to the Atlantic Ocean to find us on beautiful Cape Breton Island. We're actually been named the #1 most beautiful island in North America the last few years by international trade magazine Travel and Leisure. One of the most must-see islands in the world by National Geographic magazine. So if you are interested in beautiful beaches, hiking, fishing, snowshoeing, skiing in the wintertime, whales watching, bird watching, anything especially to do with outdoor activities, this is one of the best locations to experience this. Now, of course, we are a rural place as well, so that comes with clean air, green mountains and hills, very safe environment. But it is not a big bustling city like Istanbul or Toronto or New York. So you get to know people here. People say hello on the streets. It's friendly. You can walk alone at nighttime and not have to worry. And another great aspect of CBU is that it's a relatively small university, about 5,500 students, but over half of those students are international from over 56 different countries. We have one of the largest investments in student services in the country. We're also the first energy self-sufficient campus in North America. We have a wind farm located off campus that provides a lot of energy. As we are an island, it does get quite windy at points in the year. We have solar panels on top of a few of our buildings, as well as having that smaller university experience means comparatively smaller class sizes. So while some intro classes might have 80 or 90 students in them, by your third and fourth years, you might have 20, 15 students in your class. And that means you get the opportunity to know your professors, mostly on a first name basis, which is an incredible experience. And I speak from my own experience as a student, having 2 degrees from CBU myself. Fairly young university, established in 1974. And we're also very highly ranked nationally in student satisfaction and teaching experience, as well as overall educational experience. We are primarily undergraduate degree granting university, 3 or 4 year degrees. We also have post-degree diplomas. If you have education from Turkey or other countries, we recognize that and can put you in advanced standing for our degrees, accept transfer credits, as well as post-baccalaureate options in the business school as well. And we also have a master's degree in business. So our university consists of 4 schools: the Shannon School of Business, the School of Science and Technology, School of Education and Health, and the School of Arts and Social Sciences. So there are many programs within the schools, over 60 different programs. So I will go through each school and kind of highlight a few of the most unique and popular programs for international students. And of course, I'll save some time at the end of the presentation for any specific questions. So the Shannon School of Business, we have a traditional BBA 4-year degree with a major in marketing, supply chain management, and accounting. For anyone who wants to be an accountant, business manager, entrepreneurs, things like that. It's also noted that there is an option in all our programs for a co-op, as long as you have consistently have a C+ average or 75% overall. You can spend a semester or 2 working for a business in the community, gaining course credit and also payment. Particularly beneficial for people that take the accounting degree. As well, we have a Bachelor of Hospitality and Tourism Management degree, which is 3 years, and a very popular degree, whereas we are an IHG Training Academy, which means the Intercontinental Hotel Group. So that is a conglomerate which owns Holiday Inns, Crown Plazas, Intercontinental Hotels worldwide. This degree also includes 2 semester-long or 540-hour each paid internships, where we can place you in a hotel or tourism company within Cape Breton or anywhere in Canada. Cape Breton particularly is a major tourism destination, as I mentioned earlier. So a lot of students get placed in, kind of high class golf destination tourist resorts within the island as well. And while we cannot guarantee anybody in any degree can get a job, in the hospitality degree, we do at least guarantee an interview with any IHG business around the world. And usually, if you do your internships at a resort or a hotel, if you do a really good job during your internship, a lot of students get offered positions upon graduation. Some post grad degrees or diplomas in the business school include our post-baccalaureate diplomas. Now, these are 2-year diplomas in the business school in supply chain management, business management, or business analytics, which more is the study of like big data. So these consist of 12 courses over 2 years, where your final semester also is an internship, whether paid or unpaid. But we do have student placement officers, 3 student placement officers on campus whose sole job is to work with the students to try to find the co-op or the internship where that aligns with the students' postgraduate interests. And of course, we have our MBA, Masters of Business Administration in Community Economic Development. While there are many MBAs across the globe, CBU's is unique in that it is the only MBA in Canada that puts the community at its core. So this means studying economy from the ground up, basically. Cooperatives, social enterprises, almost practicing business with a community and social conscience at its core, so that you graduate with a fair and equitable mind toward business and entrepreneurship, but also, with no limit to the success of what it could be. I'm a graduate of the MBA, and I can speak that it provides great opportunities for our graduates. In our School of Science and Technology, one of our flagship programs here is our Bachelor of Engineering Technology, or BET. So we offer this as in a 2-year diploma, 3-year degree, or a 2-year post degree if you already have a related science or an engineering degree from your home country. You can basically come to our engineering technology in advanced standing. We offer this in 4 streams. Electronics and Controls is the first and only instrumentation program in Canada. Petroleum is one of only 2 in Canada, and the first one. We also offer it in environmental studies, and our newest is chemical engineering technology as well. So this is more of an applied engineering rather than theoretical. So there are lab components for all of this, where you are working with the equipment, the computers that you will eventually be working with in the engineering field upon graduation. So students graduate with experience on the equipment, not only classroom assignments and learning, but also kind of real world laboratory experience in engineering technology. As well, there is the traditional Bachelor of Engineering, which is a transfer program. You study the first 2 years at Cape Breton University. You gain a diploma of engineering, and then you finish your final 2 years at our partner in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Dalhousie University, where you would graduate with a Dalhousie Bachelor of Engineering. And as well, we have the traditional Bachelor of Science, 3 or 4 year degree, depending on your major. Biology, chemistry, math, psychology. Great for students that want to further their research, transition to dentistry, medical school, pharmacy, those kind of sciences. I should note as well, though we are primarily an undergraduate university in the sciences, we provide research opportunities to our undergraduate students, whereas most universities only give, those paid research positions to students in masters. That's not the case at CBU. And whereas we have a world-renowned environmental research center called the Verschuren Center of Environmental Sustainability, which is a lot of private research partnerships there. There are lots of opportunities for students to get real-world scientific research experience while studying at CBU. We do a lot of work in cancer research, water remediation, seafood research. Since we are an island, seafood is a major industry, and trying to make fishing sustainable, keeping stocks viable for long periods, using all of the product taken from the ocean in the most sustainable way with no waste. Actually, this is the School of Arts and Social Science. I have the wrong heading there. Sorry about that. So the Bachelor of Arts, 3 or 4 year degree. I have a Bachelor of Arts from Cape Breton University in Political Science, which is a great foundation for students that want to go on, whether through business or research, journalism, public administration. There's the arts degree is one of the most valuable degrees that a student can have, because it teaches you critical thinking. And if you have a mind to go into business or an MBA, admissions officers and MBA programs don't necessarily look for students with a BBA or a business degree. They look for students with an arts degree, especially because they learn that critical thinking aspect, which cannot be emphasized more how valuable it could be in your career going forward in life. We also have a unique degree. It's cross-disciplinary, the Bachelor of Arts in Science in the Environment. So that mixes the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences with traditional hard sciences in order to create a graduate who will be able to work in the environmental economy, the green economy, in conservation, helping governments write public policy, education, advocacy. There's also cooperatives in this program. A lot of students work for the Canadian federal government parks agencies, because there are some beautiful national parks in Cape Breton Island as well, as conservation officers and things like that. And the Bachelor of Arts Community Studies is our foundation program when we started at the university in 1974. Focuses on community, on small group interaction, on working with local businesses and small businesses, and learning problem solving with a real world result. And it can be combined with arts, science, and business. So your career possibilities are very open. A lot of students go to social work, public administration, or law enforcement to be police officers. There is a pathway to law enforcement through this particular program. In the School of Education and Health, we have a Bachelor of Public Health, Health Sciences. So this is a 4-year degree, or if you have a related science degree from Turkey or anywhere else you may have gone to school, you can do this degree in 2 years. So this is very Canadian degree. So it's very relatable to the pandemic that is happening now, because our public health nurses and emergency management kind of skills are at the top of mind of everybody. So it's, focuses on personal safety, food safety, water and air quality, airborne communicable diseases, which is on the top of everybody's mind. So this is already popular. I'm sure this program will just increase in popularity whereas we're one of only 6 in Canada that has the public health degree option for students. And our students typically score very high on the government exam, the certification exam post-graduation. So that's just a kind of 20-minute overview of all of our programs. I don't want to focus too much on the guts of the university, because I'm sure students all kind of know, have ideas at least where you want to, or what you would like to study upon coming to Canada. But some of our international student services, which are a benefit and popular, is that we have 3 international student advisors. One is a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. One is just finishing her regulated international student immigration advisor. So the international student advisors will help with orientation for all new international students. They help with your study permits, help with the postgraduate work permits, any kind of non-academic advising, can advise on how to deal with landlords, how to, get used to Canadian society, what kind of clothes to prepare for, how to deal with our community, our police, everything like that. We have the resources there for you. They also do a lot of helping students bring their wives or husbands over and their children. Because they're regulated immigration officers, they are legally allowed to offer the advice and help students with the pathways on those processes. Also, we offer free airport pickup for all new arriving students. So say you fly into Cape Breton Island, a population of about 100,000 people on the east coast of Canada. It's quite, no matter if you come from Turkey or if you come from Ontario, it can be anytime you move somewhere new, there's a bit of a culture shock. So we make sure we pick up every new student, we drive them to their place of living, whether it's an off-campus residence or our residence on campus, just to make sure that your transition into the new country goes as smoothly as it can. There's also career services available. A lot of students want to work part-time jobs while they're in Cape Breton. As international students are allowed to work up to 20 hours per week during studies and up to 40 hours per week on scheduled breaks, say between April and September. As well as there's lots of on-campus opportunities, research opportunities. And so we have the career services staff to help you find those. We do job fairs as well a few times a year where businesses come to the university just to look for, engineer technologists, hospitality graduates, budding entrepreneurs, accounting graduates, whatever their business needs. As well, there's free tutoring offered for every student in any program. The Writing Center to help students, to guide students along the proper ways of research, how to write papers as expected by faculty, things of that. And of course, we have a Max Bell Health Center on campus with a doctor, 2 nurses, physiotherapists, and social worker for any of those kind of needs a student may have. The application to CBU, we do accept scanned documents. We do advise you to take the originals with you when you arrive. Processing is usually 2 to 3 weeks. It's a little backed up now because of the whole COVID-19 unpredicted pandemic that came, and it forced CBU to push our May semester to go online only, and there's no new international flights to Canada at this point. But typically we have September, January, and May intakes. Of course, September being the largest intake. We're all crossing our fingers and hoping that September will have open borders again. But of course, nobody can really tell at this point, except for stay positive and be healthy. Basic requirements, 65% overall. So from in Turkish grades, you do percentages. It's equivalent, 65%. From the letter grades, we'd recommend a CB at least, which would be about a 70, 79. Proof of English language, of course, is IELTS 6.5, which is pretty much the standard of Canadian universities, no band lower than 6. As well, if students wish to study English at an academic level in Canada beforehand, we do have a language school on campus, the International Center of English Academic Preparation, Nova Scotia, or ICEAP, Nova Scotia, which are located on a residence on CBU campus. It is a private partnership, so there's a separate tuition. And then, of course, the big question is tuition. So it's between $17,000 and $18,000, depending on your program, because we charge tuition per course. So it's about $17,500 for 10 courses. So that's the full year over 2 semesters. Turkish lira, you're looking at about 82,000 lira for the year, 82 to 87,000. We do semester billing, so you're not expected to pay the full tuition up front. You just pay for the 1 semester, so you're looking at probably 40 to 42, 43,000, which would include all your tuition, fees, and medical insurance. Comparatively to US dollars, that's about 12,000 US dollars. So the Canadian dollar is weak compared to the USD right now, which does benefit the conversion for international students. Accommodations, we have 3 separate buildings on campus, and now there's 4 different options, so the prices range for this as well. You can live in a traditional dorm, kind of with roommates, a semi-private dorm where you have your own room, shared bathroom, a private dorm, which is your own room, your own bathroom, and then apartment style, which is you have 4 rooms, 2 bathrooms, shared kitchen, and shared kind of entertainment area. So the prices there would be between, for the full year, 2 semesters, you're looking at like 10 months, about between 17 to 18. Sorry. Well, 3,000 or 6,000 to 7,000 in Canadian dollars. So about $35 for the year. Meal plans as well are mandatory, but they can go from anywhere from like 7 days, which is like 25,000 for the whole year. If you get every meal, 3 meals a day, all you can eat, or as little as 3,500 for the year if you live in the apartment style and make your own food. As well as students, there's off-campus housing. Most international students live off campus after their first year. So we recommend you live probably a year, maybe a semester on campus. That way you make a lot of local friends from other countries, and then usually you move together in an apartment downtown Sydney, Nova Scotia, not Sydney, Australia. And there's, of course, an off-campus housing coordinator that can guide you along the path to get renting flats in Nova Scotia as well. So that's what I wanted to kind of present to you today. I tried to keep it fairly short to leave room for any questions you might have for us or for I. So thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Victor.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you done with the questions? Do you want to continue or do you want to end it? Because you have still 15 minutes if you want to wait for another.
Yeah. No, I wanted to leave some time for questions at the end if anyone had any for me.
Okay.
Well, looks like I answered everyone's question. Info about postgraduate. Yeah, no problem. Our postgraduate opportunities are in the business school, particularly. So we have post-baccalaureate diplomas in business, as well as the Masters of Business Administration. Also, if you have a degree in engineering or science, you can get an advanced standing for our undergraduate degrees. So basically completing the undergraduate degree in half the time. So the 4-year public health degree you could complete in 2 years, or the 3-year engineering technology you could complete in 1.5 years if you already have a relatable degree, say from Turkey. For work permits, postgraduate work permits in Canada, they can be up to as long as 3 years, as long as your program of study was at least 2 years in length. So if students do a post-baccalaureate diploma in business, for example, because we do 3 semesters per year, it's possible for them to finish that in 18 months. But we recommend, if they want the full 3-year postgraduate work permit, this make sure they stretch that to 2 years so that they can get the full 3-year work permit. And of course, the work permits allow you to work in all across the country, not just Cape Breton. Although Nova Scotia has recognized that the very much do want international student graduates to stay, because we do have an older population, and they recognize that the best immigrants, of course, are international student graduates. So the immigration pathways in Atlantic Canada are among the best in Canada at this point in time.
Victor, there are some questions on the questions tab. You want to check them out?
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the chat tab. Language requirements. For IELTS, basically 6.5 overall, no band lower than 6. We do also accept, Pearson score. We're actually in talks with Duolingo now to accept that score. We also have a language school on campus called IEFT Nova Scotia, if you would like to study English at CBU. But IELTS being the most popular, 6.5 overall. The minimum GDP. We would need at least 2.5 Canadian equivalent of 65% overall. So C average GPA would be 2.5. There is no faculty for dentistry, sadly. There is a university with dentistry in Nova Scotia called Dalhousie University. You would need to get a Canadian undergraduate science degree first to go straight from with an outside of Canada degree into dentistry would be incredibly difficult. So it's recommended you would get a science degree in Canada first. Computer programming, we do not have. The most relatable would be engineering, technology, and instrumentation, electronics, and controls, which does have programming CSS aspects to it, but of course it's focused on engineering industry, as well as business analytics has at least big data, analyzing data, a lot to it, but not so much programming. The master's program in business, it has an applied research project, so it's pretty much equivalent to a thesis. So it would be one major research project. You don't have to defend it in person to faculty, but you have to work with faculty to get it approved, basically. GPAs too, you needed probably a 2.5 anyway to be able to reach that. So basically an equivalent to 65% Canadian, or 65% in Turkish percentages as well, or like a CB if you're using the letter grade. I think I covered the ones so far. I hope everyone is staying healthy and keeping their social distance. It's pretty tough over here, I find, to not hang out with my family or my friends. But good thing the internet is here.
Thank you very much, Victor, for your presentation and for answering the questions.
No problem. I hope to see you all in person over the soon.
Yeah.
Relatively soon.
We hope that you will be able to come to Turkey in June to visit the students.
Yeah, definitely. It's in the plans.
All right. Take care and stay safe.
Yes, you too. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.